Welcome to the Explainer. Today, we're mapping out the absolute ultimate blueprint for what's quickly becoming the most lucrative and, honestly, the most sought after hybrid role in the entire tech industry. I'm talking about the AI and cloud engineer. If you've been itching to combine software engineering with cutting edge AI development and massive cloud infrastructure, well, you are in exactly the right place. Let's get into it.
Okay, let's dive right in. Just take a look at that number. I mean, wow. This is the massive salary incentive that's driving this whole trend. Depending on your experience and where you live, companies are paying top dollar right now. We're talking anywhere from 130,000 to well over $250,000 for people who actually have this specific, highly targeted intersection of skills. The demand is just absolutely skyrocketing.
But hey, before we get too deep into the roadmap itself, we really need to clarify what this role actually is, and, just as importantly, what it isn't. We're not talking about pure academic research here or spending millions of compute dollars to train massive models from scratch. No. Companies right now desperately need engineers with production-ready skills. They need folks who can take existing AI capabilities and actually build, deploy, scale, secure, and monitor them as real, functioning applications out in the wild.
So, think of this explainer as your ultimate video game skill tree. Here's our level up roadmap. We'll start with Phase 0, the prerequisites. Then, Phase 1, cloud fundamentals. Phase 2, applied AI. Phase 3, MLOps integration. And finally, advanced skills and actually getting hired.
And I really want to reassure you here, this whole transformation, it doesn't take a 4-year degree. Look at this journey timeline. With consistent, hands-on project building, and literally just aggressively using free cloud tiers, you can reach job-ready status in just 6 to 12 months total. It's totally achievable if you stay focused.
All right, let's kick things off with Phase 0, the prerequisites. This is all about building the base. Think of this as gathering your essential starting gear before we go off and tackle the really heavy AI concepts. Your foundational tool belt needs a few key items. First up, you absolutely need to master Python, especially object-oriented programming and decorators. You'll also need Bash or shell scripting, a solid grasp of the Linux command line, and Git and GitHub for version control. And okay, notice the math requirement listed here: linear algebra, probability. Don't panic. For applied machine learning engineering, you really just need an intuition for how the math works. You don't need to be writing out complex academic proofs on a whiteboard.
Because action always beats theory, your very first mini-boss to conquer in Phase 0 is right here. You're going to build a simple command line interface app. Seriously, it could be something as straightforward as a daily task manager. Just write the code, handle the errors cleanly, and push the whole thing to GitHub. Boom, done. You're officially ready for the next level.
Moving right along to Phase 1, Cloud Fundamentals. This is where you choose your arena. So think about it like this. If AI is the brain of your application, the cloud is the body. It's what allows that brain to interact with the real world safely and, at a massive scale. You've got the big 3 arenas to choose from. AWS has the broadest appeal. It's super common for general breadth. Azure is incredibly strong when it comes to enterprise integrations and generative AI. And then there's Google Cloud Platform, or GCP, which is widely considered excellent for dedicated AI and ML workloads. Now, the absolute best piece of advice from the source material here: do not try to learn them all at once. Seriously, just pick one platform and master it deeply to start.
So for your Phase 1 boss battle, you're going to deploy an actual app. But wait, not just by clicking around a cloud console like a beginner. You need to deploy a web app using infrastructure as code, something like Terraform. Set it up using core compute services, add some basic identity security, and turn on monitoring tools like CloudWatch. Oh, but a quick pro tip: always remember to tear it all down afterwards so you don't wake up to a surprise $500 cloud bill.
Next up is Phase 2, AI and ML fundamentals plus large language models. Time to start equipping the AI.
This is where things get really fun. We're equipping our skills using the Python data stack. But honestly, the most vital concept you absolutely must understand right now is RAG. Let's dejargonify this for a second. Retrieval Augmented Generation. It simply means taking a really smart large language model and pairing it with an external database of your own private documents, usually using what's called a vector database, like Pinecone. The result? The AI actually reads your specific documents and generates highly accurate, custom answers without making things up. It is an absolute game changer.
So, to conquer Phase 2, you need to build exactly that. Your milestone project is to utilize APIs, grab ones from OpenAI or Anthropic or Hugging Face, and build a fully functional document retrieving RAG chatbot. Throw in a simple sentiment analyzer or maybe an image classifier just for fun, and you've officially equipped your AI toolset.
And now we hit phase 3, MLOps integration. This is the climax of our roadmap.
This right here is where your new cloud skills and your AI skills magically combine to make your resume just jump straight to the top of the recruiter's pile. MLOps stands for Machine Learning Operations. Look, anyone can get an AI model running locally on their laptop, but MLOps, that's the intense discipline of deploying, monitoring, and scaling that model reliably in a live production environment. It's literally how you ensure your AI doesn't break, doesn't drift, and doesn't leak private data once it's released into the wild. To pull this off, you're going to need to master the MLOps arsenal. You'll use Docker to containerize your apps, and orchestration tools like Kubernetes to manage them at a massive scale. You'll build continuous integration pipelines using tools like Airflow. You'll definitely want to leverage managed cloud AI services. Think AWS SageMaker or GCP's Vertex AI. And finally, you'll use observability tools like Langsmith to constantly keep an eye on how the AI is actually performing.
Get ready, because this is your biggest milestone yet. You need to prove you can orchestrate this whole shebang. Your project here is to build an AI agent, maybe using a framework like LangChain, that interacts safely with live cloud databases, handles a complete end-to-end RAG workflow, and, crucially, scales automatically. Alternatively, you could successfully fine-tune and deploy an open-source model like Llama using cloud endpoints. Either way, it's a massive flex.
Finally, we arrive at advanced skills and the final boss. Yep, landing the job.
So, facing the final boss, actually getting hired. And here is the absolute golden rule to remember. Projects are far greater than certificates. Now, don't get me wrong, foundational cloud certifications are great to have, but employers heavily value deployed systems. Live, interactive demos hosted on the public cloud that you can actually text a link to, that will beat paper credentials every single time. So, build in public.
To wrap it all together, here is your highly explicit hiring formula. Step 1, master one cloud deeply first. Step 2, build a portfolio of 4 to 6 cloud-hosted projects, completely backed up with clean GitHub repositories. Step 3, tailor that resume to hit the exact keywords recruiters are hunting for right now. Words like RAG, MLOps, Kubernetes, SageMaker, LangChain. And Step 4, practice daily. Use those cloud-free tiers aggressively to keep your skills sharp, because trust me, this field moves incredibly fast. The intersection of AI and cloud is, without a doubt, one of the absolute highest leverage skills you can possess going into 2026. You've got the blueprint, you know the milestones, and you know exactly what gear you need to gather. So the only question left for you is this: which cloud platform are you going to conquer first? Go grab a free tier account today, write your very first lines of Python, and just start iterating.